Here comes the nasty gram.
Send a priest to save my soul, forget it.
Welcome back to the Nastygram RPG podcast. This is Star Wars Dreamscapes, Episode 2, The Impossible.
Feeling it too hard is the poison to the heart of a cynic.
Report to Jedi Master Aliquin regarding the investigation on Takari Station from Jedi Knight Kevin Solomar, date 26491. Our investigation has progressed significantly in the short time since our arrival. We have begun to see the shadows, at least, of the lines that connect these victims. Bin Ray, male Doug greenhouse worker. Nak, male Trandoshan security. Domi Temu, female human bartender. All three confirmed to be making efforts to leave the station. Furthermore, a total of 5 of the victims were believed to have some involvement in the purchase or sale of restricted or rare goods. And all of the bodies that have been identified did not simply share a similar head wound, but in fact the wounds seemed to be a precursor to the removal, surgically, of the brain, which required some kind of high-powered and hardwired cutting device. As we learn more of the victims and the crimes, we have also gained further insight into the station itself. The individuals that comprise the quorum, each responsible for one of the 11 resorts, are indeed the biggest power players, no pun intended, on the station. However, the vast majority of residents live in meager, or even dangerous sections, some exposed to radiation. Beneath this pristine veneer of the parts of Takari Station the quorum would want visitors to see lies a complex and far grittier underbelly. One who I think will help us to reveal more of what is happening here. And I sense something in motion behind all of this. Not yet clearly enough to know whether it is merely a conspiracy or is in fact part of something far less tangible.
Welcome back to the Nastygram RPG podcast. I'm Jake, and I'm going to be your game master for this Star Wars game. I'm joined by my very small crew of players.
You said it was a good size.
The elite task force of 2. This is Josh. I'm playing Jedi Knight Kevin Solomar with a nose for danger.
The look on your face was like, I don't know what I'm going to say either.
Nope.
Hey, folks. Dan here playing Tridian Adulis, the Jedi apprentice, who's just walking around blind.
Cool. So we got a lot of firsts here. This is our first time playing a 2-player game. Mm-hmm. 3 people at the table is crazy. But it's been pretty cool. And I think it's also a first time Josh has ever played a Force-using character in Star Wars.
As you can tell from the 10-minute pauses I have to take to figure out how that works.
But I've wanted to do a sort of detective investigation type game for a while, and always thought like it's got to just be 2 people because that's how the X-Files is. And like every buddy cop movie. So cool that we finally found a opportunity to try it. So let's just jump right back in.
Jump into our second crime scene reenactment, which just got a lot more real.
Yes.
The hologram. This is where, can you do a little previously on, a bunch of cuts, and one of the cuts can be Zagare telling you how it's only light and you can't touch it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Cut to it grabs Tridian's leg.
And it is, I can feel it.
You can feel it.
And I'm not wearing a haptic suit.
Its one eye opens and its head turns towards you and it moves. Roll initiative.
Okie dokie.
That's perception. By the way.
Do we all roll it?
I think you roll it and then whoever rolls higher decides.
Wow, I got a 6 on my wild die.
I haven't done that yet. 14.
15.
15. All right. So Dan, you can decide if your side is going first or
I
last.
am
'cause you
definitely
can
going
react
first.
if you want,
Yep.
depending on the situation.
Yep.
So it's so it's going to be Tridian, Dan, Cavan, Josh, and then Monkamari, who has a name,
He does.
and his
His
name
name is
is
Bob. His name is
Aquala Ditaka.
Ditaka.
Like Aqua?
Yep, because it's Star Wars.
Aquala, what is it?
Ditaka. Deetaka. Do you want a copy of the sheet, Josh?
I guess so.
So you can
Yes,
fake not
yes.
know? Yeah.
Just want to make sure I'm not giving you the one with my notes on it. That'd be bad. All right.
I think there's a moment that flashes in Tridian's mind where he's reconciling this is a hologram and I can feel it. And I think for that first reaction, his shoulders kind of jump as the hologram moves, and then he doesn't immediately flee from it or react like it's dangerous. And he says Captain Zagar, is this part of the program? As he stands there and assuming that a hologram cannot hurt him.
Okay. All right. I'll give you her response in after someone else's action.
Yep.
'Cause turn is 5 seconds, so this conversation is sort of ongoing.
I think Cavan is going to draw on the Force
Okay.
and is going to use Danger Sense. This allows Jedi to extend his senses around himself, like protective sensors. Basically, if I'm successful, I would know if someone or something is planning on attacking me in the next round.
Oh, okay.
But it's more... This is like, I'm not even like the mechanical nature I'm as concerned with. It's just something is fucking up. Mm-hmm. Is this the computer? Is this an ambush? Is this something? So I think that's just where he goes to. So it's a sense roll. The difficulty is moderate or attacker's control roll.
Let me roll that.
I rolled a 17.
Ooh, nice.
However, a 1 on the wild die.
A 17 with a complication.
Yes. So I made the moderate difficulty, but you can either make that a fail or give complication. Because if it dropped the high score, it would be down.
Danger. It would still succeed, though, wouldn't it? You'd still be making...
No, it would... Well, 11. It would be 11, the bottom end of moderate.
Danger sense. So you sense... danger.
Yeah, it's in game terms. If a character plans to attack the Jedi in the next round, they must declare their action the round before. I just really want to get more of a sense of like, what is the threat? He's like drawing on the Force. Something very strange just happened that is not supposed to be able to happen. So, is this a glitch or is this like?
So I'll say like the complication is that you do feel that you are in danger. You don't feel that there's any other threat of danger besides this thing that is in front of you.
Okay.
But you don't feel that it is going to attack you. But I'll tell you out of game that is the part that's complicated is you don't feel it's going to attack you. It is definitely going to attack Tridian, but you don't sort of make, you just feel like it's not going to attack you.
Okay. Got it. But I don't feel...
But you do feel like it's dangerous.
Yep. But I don't feel like threats from...
No, it's not. There's not like a bunch of...
people with to descend in on us. Okay. All right. I think that's all he does this round.
Okay. Dan, what's his name again? Monkamari.
Aquala.
Has grabbed your leg, stands up. As it stands up, it makes this moaning sort of groan sound, and that sound sort of turns digital as it's doing it. It's like, but then it has this like sort of crackling, digitized sound to it.
Which has he let go of my leg at that point?
Yes.
So he like used my leg to stand up.
Yes.
So I think this is now. Tridian has again now kind of stopped, and he's still, and he's now assuming that he's watching.
Well,
something play out.
It attacks you.
Yeah.
As it's standing up. So you haven't actually done anything. So if you want, you can use a what is it called? A reaction skill.
Okay.
To dodge or melee parry if you want. But it lunges at you with both of its, flipper Admiral Akbar fish arms.
I think what he's going to do is, in the very last possible second, he flinches. And it's almost like he's failing in his control of himself, is what he feels like. Like he's trying to exercise the Jedi stoic nature, because this is a hologram. It can't fucking hurt him. And then he flinches. He's going to use a power, and he's going to use Lesser Force Shield.
Okay.
And the power allows the Jedi to surround his body with a force-generated shield, and it can repel energy and physical matter away from the Jedi's body.
I'm assuming in game terms it gives you armor?
Yes,
okay,
strength
cool.
+1.
Oh, wow, all right.
Yep. I'm going to make a sense roll easy and an alter roll moderate.
Okay, so he hit, so I am going to roll damage, but first you make your roll and see if you get the armor.
Don't forget, if you're doing two different...
It's so I made the easy roll. I'm going to use a character point in order to do the moderate roll, because it's pretty much almost impossible for me. Well,
roll
possible.
Yeah, roll it first, and then
I got the easy roll, and I rolled a 6 on the exploding die, but a 1 on the other one, so that's 7. Plus 4 is 11.
11.
That's moderate, right?
You got it.
No character point needed.
All right.
Wow.
So...
Oh, about those character points.
Yeah. I'll give you guys each one from for the start of the session.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think Josh had used one, so you're up to 5.
Yep.
I'm back to 4.
You're back to 4. And Dan is not didn't
5.
use one, so
Yep.
he's at 5. So the way Star Wars combat works, a little refresher, you roll to hit. There's either a set DC or it's opposed by like a reaction skill like dodge or parry or whatever. So I rolled and he hit, and now I roll his damage.
Yep.
And it is opposed by your strength plus armor.
Okay.
And then the difference in that determines how much damage you take.
16. I got.
I got an 11. So that means...
Excuse me, I got a 12.
Oh, okay. So that means that's 0.
Okay.
That's nothing. So
I think in this instance, his flinch is the shield, but then he feels the physical hit.
okay.
And
Yeah.
he kind of takes 2 steps back. Does the illusion of the bathroom hold? Like, so if he steps back into a sink, does he feel the sink?
No, you step into the sink. It's like you're clipping it, like a video game.
Yep. Tridian goes, Master, what's going on?
Yeah, you feel this thing, the strength behind it. It's pretty strong.
Captain Zygar. He says, like...
And in response
Yep.
to your previous question to her, she says, the simulation seems to be operating properly. We cut back to her watching the monitor of just you stepping back. She can't see anything. She just sees you like step away from nothing.
Is it your turn or my turn?
I'm done.
Okay.
Yep.
Captain Zygar end the simulation immediately. And Cavan pulls out his lightsaber, doesn't ignite it yet, and he reaches out a hand towards this Mon-Cal. He's going to draw on a force again. He's going to use life detection. Basically trying to figure out, is this an actual living entity? Is it sentient? What is this?
Investigating in combat. I like it.
And because he's also, pulling a lightsaber and talking to her, I don't know if, maybe that's a total of 2 actions, so 1 dice off.
No, that's all right.
Okay. Not a good roll at all. Fuck. 13. That does make moderate difficulty. And it just allows the Jedi to detect the location of sentient beings who might otherwise remain hidden. Knows the location of all sentients within 10 meters.
And the difficulty is moderate.
Yep, which I made. If I beat it by 10 or more, I would know if they were force stuff, which I didn't.
No, you don't sense any life in this room other than.
So within
Tridian.
10 meters are the only things Tridian and Captain Zygar?
Correct.
Okay. That's my turn, though.
Tridian.
Yeah.
And
It attacks you again.
The simulation has not ended.
No.
Is asking that question again? Has anything else changed? Like, has
You
she?
kind of keep trying to back up, and you do hit a wall.
Yep.
It's probably a real wall that's there, but it's in the same position of the bathroom holographic wall.
Okay.
Maybe you're inside the mirror slightly, but you've hit a solid surface. And it attacks you.
Okay. Let me check the power may be kept up. Okay.
So it's still going. Go ahead and make your strength roll.
just taking the hits. Just soaking.
10.
Okay. I rolled really low. It goes to hit you, and you kind of move to the side, and it hits the mirror. Its hand goes through the mirror. Nothing happens. But it just doesn't hurt you.
Tridian kind of scrambles now, and he's looking. It's a kind of a weird effect because he still doesn't understand how this is real, and he's reluctant to use any sort of violence against it. And he looks over to you, Kevin, and I think if anything, he's holding his initiative. He's trying to back away from it to the point where it'll have to move again in order to attack him. He's trying to disengage, so to speak.
Sure. All right, move away. So it has to. All right, you do that, and as you're doing that, you hear Captain Zager say, "I'm having trouble with the controls. They seem to be frozen."
A mercy override if you have it. It's quite important.
Nice. Josh, you're up.
Yeah, I think at this point,
What color?
blue.
Blue.
He just takes a step in and takes a cut.
Okay.
So 12.
12 will hit.
To hit.
It's not parrying or dodging.
And I think, I don't know how this will actually work mechanically, but I think he was trying to take a leg.
Okay. All right.
Like low on the
It's
leg.
such a weird
kinda,
casual swipe too.
Yeah, like almost.
So I rolled a 1 on the wild die for the soak. So what's your total?
Very low. 10 on
10?
5 Ds.
All right.
5 dice.
Well, so I'm gonna
10 on 5 dice. Ow. You're not adding your what is it? Your control.
I didn't use
lightsaber combat.
lightsaber
The force.
combat.
Okay.
so that's still enough for a wounded result.
Okay.
So I'll say that you don't cut the leg off, but you cut into this meaty Mon Calamari leg. This was a big boy.
Okay. I mean, it was almost like an assessment. Like, can I actually injure it?
Yeah.
Is it going to feel pain? Is it going to
Yeah.
What are we dealing with here?
But you cut into that leg, and you do. It collapses. It falls to the ground. It immediately starts to crawl towards Tridian, but it's on the ground now. Looks like that leg might not be usable, and so I'll say because of between that and Tridian moving, its whole turn is just going to be crawling to Tridian.
Okay.
But it's crawling across the bathroom floor towards Tridian, and as it's crawling, you now have a different angle on it, and you can see that open head, and you see nothing. You see that same sort of blacked out
Digital glitch.
So nothing is an empty. Nothing
Correct.
is in cannot
Yeah.
reveal. Okay. Very interesting. I think Kevin says, Tridian, target a projector. We'll do a hardware shutdown.
This is the scene in New Hope when they shoot all the cameras.
He pulls out Tridian pulls out a like a holdout blaster.
Oh,
and takes aim at one of the projectors in this kind of curved wall.
Cool.
And fires.
Okay.
Blaster.
Yeah, we'll say that. We'll say that's a 10 DC.
Sure. 13.
13 is a hit. You don't have to roll damage, but yeah, you blow out one of those, and immediately a section of the room just disappears. You see this thing; it's crawling towards you, and as it crawls through that section, its body disappears and then sort of reappears on the other side. You know, like part of it.
Tridian is he's kind of doing two things at once. He's watching the Moncal, and then he's scanning for another projector in the wall. And I think he's because this thing is only crawling, he's kind of taking paces and or steps, and he's trying to move into that area.
Oh, cool.
Where the projector is, like he's in the shadow of where the projector isn't.
Okay. Cavan?
Cavan is going to
throw your lightsaber.
he's going to defend himself with a lightsaber, but not make any more attack rolls. So, which is kind of a way to attack. I mean, potentially do damage. Like if this thing keeps crawling at him, he's going to try to block attacks with his lightsaber.
Okay,
and also interpose himself between him and the creature and Tridian.
Okay, Tridian had kind of moved, so it is coming towards you now.
Okay.
And it is up next. So, yeah, it gets to you, and it is literally trying to, like, claw at your legs because it's on the ground.
Okay. He just tries to lightly kind of knock
Go ahead.
away. He
Lightly knock something with a lightsaber.
slap it. This little slap and tickle. But Tridian, or Cavan really wants to see what will happen, ideally, if the captain is able to shut down the program, or Tridian is able to disable hardware things. That's a 15.
A 15. Was that... So are you rolling...
that was a
like
lightsaber.
A parry?
Yeah.
Okay.
There isn't separate skills for it, but yeah, that was a parry roll.
Because we eliminated melee parry, right?
You kind of step back.
I do have melee.
You step back and you swipe low with that white lightsaber and cut cut part of the webbed hand off of one of its hands, like the fingers and part of the webbing off, and it doesn't seem to notice. And as it is cut off, you know there's nothing inside the projection. Like you don't see like meat or anything like that. Yeah, you just see like hollow.
Right. Interesting. Okay.
But you successfully like parried it and stopped him from attacking you.
Okay.
And back to Tridian.
Tridian fires at another projector that he sees.
Okay.
I rolled 6 on the wild die,
Ooh.
and 6, 5 plus another 6.
Jesus.
And a 1. So 12.
Damn, dude, I haven't rolled a single 6 yet.
12, 13, 19, 24.
Holy shit.
On 3D. 25 because I have plus 2.
Yep. That you needed it then.
Yeah.
Really fucking cornholed that camera.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it goes all the way back to the mother brain of the projector.
It bounces and hits another one.
So
now the room is essentially like half shut off.
Yes, and he's so now if you picturing the scene, he's kind of walking in a circle and shooting the projectors as he goes in order to stay and maintain the kind of
the back end of the Mon Calamari just it disappears as another section of the room shuts off. And Cavan,
are there any terminals in here? Everything is controlled from like the control booth.
Yeah,
There's
it's all outside.
I think he's just going to keep doing the same thing then.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a parry roll against its attack.
That is 14.
14. Got a 17. got you this time. What happens is it kind of pulls back a hand to swipe at you, and as it pulls that hand back, the hand disappears as it moves into that part of the room that doesn't have a projector. So you almost don't you swipe at it and hit nothing, and then as it comes back into the projector, it
Comes back into
like like that spell in D&D,
blur, blink or
whatever. Yes, and so you swipe and hit nothing, and then it comes back in and hits you
for a huge soak roll.
You might be dead.
11.
I
got some character points here.
You're wounded. I gotta. Well, I think you have to tell me beforehand.
11.
No, I mean if you want to use a character point.
No.
All right, so you're wounded. It beat you by 5.
Oof. So that's minus 1d, I think, to everything, right?
Yeah. So, it's just a blunt sort of hand attack, but you feel it, and it connects with your like lower leg.
Doesn't feel simulated?
No, it does not feel simulated at all. Dan, go ahead and give me another blaster roll.
Not as good. 8, but a 1 on the wild die.
Oh.
My,
well, an 8's going to be a miss anyway.
yep. All right.
Yeah, you miss.
He shoots. He kind of grimaces at the miss, and tries to aim a little more carefully, resting like his shoulder up against the wall, and he's gonna fire next round.
Okay. Cavan, are you continuing to parry?
I think he's going to try to accelerate this shutdown process with a lightsaber. So
Diffuse the situation.
He looks for like maybe even more than a single camera. Is there like what looks like the power supply that's running, like something he can take a fucking hack at that will speed
There's
up the
probably
shutdown.
like a main central one, and then a lot of smaller ones.
Something.
What's your tech skill?
2D. I have 4D plus 2 security. Other than that, I'm not good at tech. So maybe he's not even. Probably
2D's average human. Human average for an attribute and many skills. Okay, so yeah, you think you know what might be powering one of the cameras, but it'll just be a little bit harder to hit because you're not super tech savvy. So you're kind of going for like a wide area.
Okay.
You're like, oh, there's a couple like bands that look like they're providing power to that area. I'm just going to cut through that whole section of the wall.
okay
So we'll say that DC is 14
to hit it.
to hit, and you won't have to roll damage.
Okay. At minus 1D, that's not gonna do it. With a 1.
Okay. You run the lightsaber down one of the walls, and
Captain Zyre is just watching this crack team of Jedi.
roll a soak check for me against energy. If it matters, some if you have armor or whatever. Sometimes
I don't.
Energy or physical
8.
matters. I got an 8 as well. I think that is a stunned result.
Stun,
Yeah. So as you're running your lightsaber down the wall, trying to cut the power, this electricity shoots out of it and hits you, and you are stunned, which I believe is -1 to all die rolls for the next round.
I believe so too.
Right.
I will look that up before I go again.
Moncal or me?
Do the monk.
Bronco.
I guess if it attacks me again,
Yeah.
you can take a reactive.
Yep.
At an extra 1D.
Might as well.
I guess I will try to dodge
Okay.
this. Not many dice left. Boy. Using. Fucking get killed by this thing. Brings it up to a 14.
A 14.
I used another character
Oh, that's
point.
great. Okay, yeah, that'll do it. I rolled a 1 on the wild die.
Oh.
You
Using all my character
step
points
away.
to fight a fucking computer program. Not a martial Jedi.
You step back, and it keeps crawling out of that void. The back of its body starts to appear again. Tridian?
Do I need to use a character point before I declare?
No.
Okay. He's if you're using a character point, it's only for one roll. So if
Correct.
I like drop to die to do 2 shots, I'd
Yeah.
only get it to one roll.
What's your die pool?
3D.
3D. So if you drop
Yep.
a die, you'll be rolling 2 dice, and you'll need a 10.
Yeah, that's tough. All right, I'll try to. Having shot 2, how much of it is out?
You
Half?
think that if you shoot the one next to Cavan, then it will essentially put this thing in in nothingness.
In nothingness. and,
yeah.
and then we'd have more time to shoot the
Correct.
rest. Okay, I'll do that. I'll roll first. That's an 11.
Okay.
13 actually.
You knock out that projector.
Yep.
Everything around Cavan, 2/3 of the room, no, 3/4 of the room are just the grid, the sensors and everything. And then the far end of the room, behind where you're standing, are the stalls for all the various alien species.
I kind of see him like with his hand up against the wall, like kind of catching himself.
You can hear this thing still. You can hear it sort of shuffling around, making noises, moving, but it's not there.
It's not there. He kind of Tridian stands between the rest of the room and Cavan.
If you want, you can make another attack and take out the last one.
Yeah, that's what
Cavan,
he'll do.
Want to do anything in the meantime? You're safe where you are, essentially.
Okay.
I got it. I rolled another 6 on the wild die.
He as he's standing there, kind of lightsaber up, kind of fucked up, kind of staggering back, trying to like keep his cool, be aware of this thing, like if it can still affect him even when he can't be seen. Just getting ready to bring a lightsaber across and calls out, "Captain, anytime now would really be fantastic."
I've alerted the technicians. They're on their way.
A blaster firebolt kind of rings out in the conversation, and then there's no more projection.
The system just went offline. Oh, opening the emergency release. You feel the door. You hear the door manually open.
Like a crank.
Yeah.
Yep.
I get out of the room.
Are you all right, Master?
Screen wipe. Circle.
Yep. When we screen wipe, I am. I have a hand on Cavan's shoulder with my eyes closed.
He limps noticeably,
Yeah.
like kind of trotting out of the room, turns back, and he shuts down the lightsaber, but still like faces into the
We're gonna
room.
say like 15 minutes have gone by. You're right outside that room still, in the that little waiting area with cozy couches. Cavan, you have a bruise on your leg. You have physical evidence. But the two of you are there recuperating in whatever way you do.
I'm looking into some of my force
Tridian
powers,
has
yeah.
some sort of force power. And Captain Zager is there along with a bunch of Ruloth security technicians. They're combing the room, going over all of the electronics. There's armed security guards there with like heavy blasters. Everyone got called in.
So I guess Cavan is, kind of sitting back under the administrations of Tridian, and are there like tech people there? You said
Yep.
also.
Yep, they're in the Dreamscape, the room,
Trying to work on things.
Analyzing everything, running diagnostics. They've got all kinds of panels off the walls to test systems and stuff.
To be honest, Captain, if I had to give a recommendation on Ruloth Resort, I probably wouldn't recommend it for for someone's next vacation.
The doors to the lounge open, and this human man comes in. He would be played by Christian Slater, modern day, sort of older Christian Slater, but with that same, kind of shaggy swoop haircut that
The computers
that he made known in the 90s.
Yeah.
He's wearing what you would consider like a noble sort of outfit, like a long black, dark gray coat that had like collar up to the neck with like polished silver buttons all the way down like one breast, a bunch of different like jewelry, like rings and stuff on his hands, and these glasses, like these, like they look almost like like the tactical like Ray-Bans that like wrap around your head and have like the tinted glass, but they're clearly like highly tech. Like you can see flashing across it like readouts, like he's getting messages or running diagnostics or whatever. Maybe if you make a perception check, you can actually read them. But he walks in and he immediately comes over to the two of you and says, gentlemen, I'm, this is embarrassing. I'm so sorry. Thames Zero. Pleasure to meet you.
Thames?
Thames Zero.
I suppose you represent the Ruloth.
Represent. Yeah, sure.
Is you?
He shakes your hand.
Okay.
He actually like reaches out a hand, but at first you think it's going to be a handshake. Do you have any like bureaucracy? Yeah.
There's cultures and like,
you know
alien...
that it's more of like I'm presenting you my hand type thing. You know, like it's a weird like cultural thing.
Yes. 5. I'm pretty good at bureaucracy.
Yeah. But he says, gentlemen, I don't know what happened here, but I assure you we will get to the bottom of it. In the meantime, are you all right?
As he says that, Tridian has been standing, I think he was standing next to Cavan while he was sitting with one hand on his shoulder, his head bowed. And again, it's sort of somewhat disconcerting because you can't see where he's looking. Mm-hmm. And he's not actually healing you, but he is controlling your pain. And what it does is it ignores all the side effects of the wounded condition and stun condition.
So I don't have the -1d, but I am still wounded. So I get wounded again.
It can get bad.
Nice. That makes more sense than like
the healing that I'm able to do is I can allow you to do like 2 accelerated healing rolls, like natural healing.
Okay.
Instead of the 1 per day. So you do heal faster, and I can do that, but it happens over the course of like a much longer period of time.
I like that.
Yeah.
If I'd been drinking from the toilet, I might have been killed.
Don't drink from the Grimorian toilet.
He says,
Gross.
Oh, Mr. Zero, I would say congratulations are in order. You've somehow made a simulation that could, do about anything.
Exceed haptic inputs.
Oh, no. He like looks around nervously. He says, no, let's not jump to conclusions. I'm sure that there's some sort of explanation, some sort of power surge, or I don't know, maybe the Force,
His
right?
hand.
Could it be the Force?
It was not the Force.
Tridian's hand kind of raises and gestures to like a bruise that's developing across like the side of Cavan's neck.
Why don't we can I maybe let's get some lunch and we can discuss. We can see what I can do to help.
That's appreciated, Mr.
Captain Zagair says, Thames Zero, CEO of Ruloth.
Appreciated, Mr. Zero. Unfortunately,
he says, hello, Zagair.
We have quite a bit of our investigation to go, and the scope of it may have widened. So we would just ask.
What do you mean the scope of it? I mean, what do you mean it's widened?
Well, we were here to investigate a number of crimes, murders, disappearances, and now we have another assault, attempted murder, perhaps.
Attempted murder. I mean,
possible.
I mean, I don't know that a hologram can attempt murder. It seems like you need
a programmer could. Would you say, Tridian?
Tridian nods, doesn't say anything.
Look, gentlemen.
Of course, we're not a technical expert, which is why I'm sure Mr. Zero will lend us the full cooperation of your technical experts.
Of course. As Captain Zagair knows, I have already done that. I've already made everything here available. Anything I can do to help. Look, I'm sure you realize that this has more of an impact on me and my resort than it does on really anyone else here.
Those that had died had the most lasting effect.
Oh,
I
sure.
came fairly close to having a somewhat lasting effect.
All I mean is we want to see this stopped as much as anyone else, and I'm here to help.
Your resources and support will be appreciated throughout this process.
I'm assuming that Captain Zaguerre has you staying in some government housing in the Commons, but I'd be happy to make one of our resort rooms available for you here.
I think we'll, knowing that we have quite a bit of the station to travel to, it would be better to continue with the captain's accommodations. Although it is appreciated, I'm sure some of the luxuries would be lost on a simple Jedi like myself.
You see, when you say that you're a Jedi, you see him look at your lightsaber, and he says,
I can imagine some of your guests must have quite imaginative dreamscapes to play out at your resort.
Quite a few wannabe Jedis, actually.
I hope their foes are more imaginary than the ones that we just faced.
He says, if there's anything I can do to help, if there's any information you need, if you need an explanation on how any of this, anything that we understand works. I don't know what happened.
Who heads the department of your holography?
There's a lot of departments. Which one are you talking about? We have specialists that help to craft the experience that our guests are having. He says we have a creative department that helps to facilitate storylines and help to bring to life some of the fantasies of our guests. And then, of course, we have technicians that take care of the equipment and make sure it's operational. What exactly?
I think we'd be interested in speaking to those that manipulate the code and the programming.
Manipulate the code and the programming?
Yes. Meaning design or, as you described it, fulfill the storylines of your customers. They're the ones that write the script, yes?
Well, no. The script, so to speak, is... Well, I'd be happy to show you if you want to see how it all works. I can ensure that there is more security present.
He probably has a moment of awkwardness when he says, I want to show you, but...
Kevin looks at Tridian and says, scope of our investigation may have widened. I don't suppose revisiting the dreamscape to the next crime scene is appropriate at this moment. Do you, Tridian?
He takes a moment before he replies, and he says, if anything, it may tell us that how pervasive this attacker has become. If we investigate the next scene and nothing happens, and then the fourth murder and nothing happens, maybe this was a one-off that they were watching us, or I don't understand how they're manipulating the controls, and that's why I'm interested in how the script is written. Earlier, Captain Zygar said that the hologram will eventually become predictive once we engage it. How is that predictive script being controlled, and how is it being written? Because what we saw was a hologram. As we removed the projections, it disappeared. But there was something that was creating and running that script. Something different than what existed.
Well, if I can interject, gentlemen, it couldn't have been a hologram because he points to your Bruce.
What other explanation is there? There's no way for these cameras to replicate matter, I suppose? Or is there?
Can you guys give me a
Sense motive?
Sense motive roll?
I'm gonna fucking force this one. I am going to dip into receptive telepathy.
Ooh.
They resist by making a perception or control roll.
Okay.
Should I make
Just reading surface thoughts and emotions.
Okay.
like an investigation check?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can't probe for deeper information. Just getting some kind of sense. Off.
Anxiety or... Yeah. Oh my God. So many 6s in the wild die.
Jesus.
I still haven't got a single one.
10, 16, 19. Another 6 in the wild die. 25. 27.
Okay.
I'm switching my wild die.
You
I've gotten
should.
0.
Josh, what did you get?
19.
A 19. Okay, you still beat him. Surface thoughts and emotions.
Whatever you want to give.
Okay. The emotion you get is nervousness.
Mm-hmm.
And the surface thought you get is he's just you get the like thought of don't you dare fucking say it.
Like him thinking that to himself?
You're not sure.
Okay.
Dan, you get the impression that he is afraid that Captain Zaguerre is going to say something.
So there's a weird moment, I think, for you, Kaven, that we're both looking at, what's his name, the CEO, Mr. Zero, and then Tridian turns and looks and focuses on Captain Zygar, even though she's not part of the conversation. She's kind of standing peripherally back.
I think you, being a good investigator, put the pieces together with that motion.
Yep. He looks towards the captain.
She's stoic. She doesn't say anything. Her emotions are hard to read.
Captain, the most recent murder, I believe, was just a week ago.
She nods.
Is that scene still secured in any way?
She looks at her data pad. She says that the actual physical scene is still secure. I believe that biological contamination has been cleaned, but nothing else has been removed from the premises.
Jake, out of game? Mm-hmm. Is it insane if I'm going to do something to potentially split the party right now? Up to
That's fine. The party of two. Is it going to be a cool thing where one?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think.
All right.
It says, well, being that things may be escalating, moving quicker, and we still have quite a bit of catching up to do, I'd like to propose that the captain takes me down to this most recent scene while we perhaps put a pause on our dreamscape recollection. And Tridian, with your better eye for it, perhaps Mr. Zero here can take you through the process. Is that agreeable to you, Mr. Zero?
Anything I can do to help.
As you see fit.
Your technical is somewhat better than mine, I think, right?
Yeah.
So I also want to separate these two immediately before they have any chance to communicate.
Cool.
So I do want to get hands-on with a crime scene.
I like it.
So I
Sounds
think
good.
ways to do kind of two things at once.
I think, and I can peel off if there's something else I need to do by asking to look at the actual bodies.
Okay.
That would be another thing.
Captain Zaguerre, not knowing any better, says, Master Adulis, how do you say your last name?
Adulis.
Master Adulis, when you are ready to leave, I will have a car waiting for you.
Thank you. And I am only an apprentice.
Oh, my apologies.
Soon enough.
Tridian turns and follows Zero away from the two of them.
He puts a hand on your back as he walks you out of the room, and he says, so how much do you know about predictive algorithms as the door closes?
As we're leaving, we do both have comm links.
Yeah, we do.
And I'm going to say that we have a private channel with each other.
Okay.
It's not like it's super encrypted, impossible for anyone else to observe, but at least like a frequency that we've used to contact each other.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So he just says, Tridian, if you need to get a hold of me, you know how.
You see his head nod as the door closes.
Okay.
Screen wipe to Cassie Vidar's apartment. The door opens on a dimly lit studio apartment. We see the silhouettes of things all over the countertops and the kitchen table. And we see the silhouettes of Captain Zaguerre, the Duros, and Cavan.
Like in the doorway.
Yep.
Nice.
She goes to turn the lights on, and they don't work. Not sure why they bothered to turn the power on. It's not like we don't have enough of it. She pulls out like a flashlight, because you got to have the scene where you walk around with flashlights. She hands you one.
On the way, well,
You have the conversation here.
yes.
Yeah, I figured that was coming.
Yeah.
You both walk in and start kind of shining your lights around, looking at things.
He's kind of observing the scene, and he starts with like asking a few questions. So tell me, I know obviously things have been removed. 7 days ago, body was found by who?
Someone came to check on her when she didn't report to work, and they found her there. She points to the floor near like a small couch. You see half the couch is covered with electronic things on like tables and stuff like that. A lot of clutter. Think like certain people we know. their apartments.
It
looks more like a workshop than a place where someone lives. It's messy.
come across anything that shows their employment? Uniform, name tag, anything? Pay stub? Security badge?
Security badge on the kitchen table. Maintenance worker at Ruloth Resort.
Oh, what a coincidence. From whence we came.
She says, yes, the most recent murder 7 days ago. Of the 7 alleged potential victims, she was the only one employed by Ruloth or any of its subsidiaries. There was the Montgomery, was a guest service coordinator at Condana Resort.
Another resort, not as exclusive as Ruloth?
Condana Resort caters to aquatic races, so I've never been there.
Understood. That is quite impressive, Ruloth. Their facilities. And the Dreamscape itself. Quite a thing.
She shrugs, and she says, just outside of the resorts, there's not really any available, which is why we had to go there in order to use it. It is proprietary technology, although they use the central processing unit of the station in order to power it. So
Quite generous to offer that.
they pay hefty fees.
Of course. And that particular chamber we're in, is that a typical one, or is there something special about it that maybe allowed a greater effect?
I say there's clearly something special about it, but I'm not aware. I've never, I haven't really used them for recreation. On occasion, we use them for investigations. I think a few years ago I did use that same chamber for an investigation. I didn't notice anything strange about it.
It just takes me back. I wish I'd paid more attention in my early school years, thinking back about some of the science and what things can be done and what things are beyond our capacities. Things like, well, for example, you can project an image, a scent, sound, but to make something physical would require, I would say, almost unlimited power. Would you say?
She says, I don't think it would be possible, not without wearing one of those suits.
Captain, it feels quite possible if you could. He kind of like shuffles his leg up and down.
And this is where we make the impossible possible. He brings you
Nice segue.
through this.
Jake, take a character point.
You're heading through this room that it's just offices basically, and you see a lot of people behind glass partitions. Most of them are having hollow calls with people who are remote, not on the station. But he says, we have a team of writers and psychologists who work with our customers, sometimes for years, crafting the environment, crafting the dreams that they are to make real. Now, it all starts here, where we talk to our customers and find out not just, he stops, he puts a hand on your shoulder. You're a detective. You know that a lot of times what people say they want and what they really want aren't the same thing. Well, it's our job to figure out what's beneath the surface, to make an experience that isn't just fun, but it's truly mind-blowing. As I said, we work with customers for months, sometimes even years on these programs. And then all of that information is fed into our central cortex, where the computer generates this world for them.
So you are providing a data set.
He nods.
And the computer extrapolates from there.
He nods. We start with a basic idea of personality, environments, and so on, and we allow that to grow into something unique.
So the process is, it's not controlled.
What do you mean? Of course it's controlled. We have control over everything, every blade of grass, every sound, every smell, every feeling.
But you allow the central processor to predict what these people want. So from second to second, it is creating a world for them, one outside your control.
Well, it sounds like you Jedi love your philosophy.
It is a code we live by.
Why don't I show you my own personal environment? Maybe that'll help you understand.
There's a pause, and then he nods his head.
You are savvy enough to realize he just dodged your question completely.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you carry on. You're shining that flashlight through the room over all of these electronics and all this clutter. And this really feels like a workshop more than anything. I mean, there's like empty food containers and stuff. Like, this Twi'lek she wasn't very clean.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't see a lot out of place. You do notice that the floor where she indicated the body was, it looks like there was probably a rug there that was removed.
Okay. So I want to see, I think this would be a cool time to use one of my kind of heavy powers, because it might be the only physical scene that he's in. It's called post-cognition.
Okay.
So basically figuring out what happened in the past. It talks about it in the mechanics usually as manipulating a specific object.
Okay.
I don't know if there's an object in here that seems appropriate for that, or a combination of objects. The time basis of this, the difficulty, is going to be, because it's moderate, 2 hours to a week, difficult, a week to 6 months. So it's somewhere in that range. And to get like very specifics, you need to like double or triple the difficulty. So it's unlikely to get anything very specific, but you can get, if it's successful, can determine who has handled a touchy object, what events have transpired around it. The Jedi might search for specific incidents or simply review past events, somewhat like viewing a hologram. It's if you get 3 times higher, you literally like witness events. You like actually can kind of like envision the whole thing.
Okay.
Basically, I think this is a good tool to kind of like, instead of just rolling an investigation, use this in place to get what sense he can of maybe something that transpired here.
Okay.
Does that seem?
Yeah, sure.
I guess maybe. So the body was found on the couch,
on the floor,
on the floor by the couch.
Yeah, like a living area type side of the room. I got something in mind.
Okay.
Let me know what your role is.
So that's good. That's a 21,
Okay.
which is
Very difficult.
difficult or just past difficult, right?
Yep.
So that does meet the threshold. It doesn't hit any of the double or triple. So yes, if this was a specific object, I could determine who has handled or touched the object. So it gives a good example. Handling a blaster, just barely beating the difficulty, and it gets several sensory impressions, blurry images of a woman grabbing the gun, a muffled scream as the man is shot and falls to the ground. Unfortunately, the images are so indistinct and it can't tell exactly who is using the gun and who was shot. So that's an example of just getting a difficulty level. So maybe like I am where the body fell on the couch, like I'm moving around where I think whatever
You're
if there
moving
was a
around. You're kind of running your hand against objects, and you're not getting much.
I really want a weird Mulder.
Yeah, and
kind of hunch.
You stop. You open your eyes. You look around the room, and across the room in like the kitchenette on the counter, you see a silhouette that looks humanoid sitting on the counter. It's dark in here. You turn your flashlight over to it, and it's the top half of a droid. And you walk over and you shine your light across the counter, and you see the pieces of the droid laid out across the counter. You see a bunch of tools laid out. You touch part of it, and you get this vision, this Twi'lek woman in her mid-30s, bigger, kind of bulkier woman. She's wearing like a jumpsuit, like a maintenance jumpsuit. And she's saying, "This motivator is totally shot. I don't know what kind of crap you're trying to sell me, but I want my credits back." "Oh, what are you talking about? This is the best. It's the best gear you're going to get out here." "I want a new one. I can't repair this. This thing's never going to walk." Flash again. Oh, God. Never going to get this thing running. That's it. I'm changing your designation. Your ID 10T now. Yes, ma'am. ID 10T. Oh, well, that is how rude. Shut down. The last thing you see is her disconnecting a few wires to disconnect the main brain of this droid from the power supply. And as you open your eyes, you can see which wires she pulled. You don't know anything about droid repair, but you think, oh, I just connect these wires and this droid's going to turn on.
I guess I try to do that.
You plug them in, little ports, and the eyes light up. It's a protocol droid. The top half of it sitting on the counter. A bunch of fiber optic cable starts to glow as all the interior pieces like laid out on the table. Computer chips and power packs and fans start whirring. And its eyes open. It turns its head and kind of gets stuck, unable to turn all the way. And it says, "Oh, hello, Master Vidar. Oh, my.
My name is Kevin Solomar. What is your designation?
Hello, Kevin Solomar. My designation is error. My designation is ID 10T.
ID 10T. What is the date stamp of your last memory recording?
Processing. Many of my files are corrupt. However, my last recording is date 26437. That would be over 50 days ago.
Over 50 days ago. Your Kessie Vidar, your relationship was this with this individual?
Yes, Kessie Vidar is my owner.
Do you have a relationship with a sentient by the name of Ohm?
Yes, my records indicate that I was purchased by Kessie Vidar from one Ohm Sika. Captain Zager says that was he went missing 66 days ago.
44?
66. I'm sorry, 44 days ago. Yeah.
Indeed. Shortly after that last ID 10T's last recording. Very well, ID10T.
Sir, I'm sorry. I believe that there is an error with my name designation. I believe that Miss Vidaire intended only to be humorous when naming me ID10T, and I request to be returned to my original designation.
What is your original designation?
C465.
Very well, C465.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I want you to power down to standby mode. If you can run diagnostics on any issues you're having. We'd like to review that. We have some concerns for the safety and the whereabouts of your owner.
Very well, sir. I will run diagnostic and return to standby mode. The eyes dim. There's just a little blinking orange light on the side of its head as it runs diagnostics.
He kind of stops and turns to...
She says, how did you know how to turn it on?
Must be the Force. Just lucky. Is that seems a bit of a coincidence, doesn't it? There's 100,000 people living on the station, and it just happened that one of our victims bought destroyed from a missing person.
I don't believe that there's any such thing as coincidence.
Me neither.
Cut back. Are you wearing a haptic suit?
I am not.
Okay. He is.
Mm-hmm.
The doors open, and in front of you is what you know to be the planet of Alderaan. It's the sky is blue. There's clouds in the air. There's these massive trees all around you. You can hear the forest. And he walks through, and the doors shut behind the two of you. And he says, this is my home. This is where I'm originally from. And decided to bring a little bit of home with me.
And this is unique each time you step through these doors?
No, this doesn't shut off. This has been running for... How old is Thames? This has been running for 9 years. This is a fully realized ecosystem, an environment. There's a town a few miles that way. There's
As he
people
says
that are living out their lives.
He runs his hand through one of the holograms.
Oh, well, if you had a suit on, you'd be able to feel the tree. You'd be able to feel the texture of the bark. You'd feel the wind blowing by you. Really, you're missing out on half of the excitement.
Isn't it all in excess?
Unlimited power. I mean, do you know how much power it takes to run this process, to run this simulation non-stop? It takes an immense amount of power. You could run one of those new ships that the Republic are building.
There is no balance in unlimited power.
Well, I mean, there's more of it. We just pull it out of the sky and create whatever we want.
I'm afraid, Mr. Zero, there is always a cost. A question.
He says, look at this. Look at this up here. Yeah, you see those monkey-looking things? I didn't program them to build their nest there. They just do it because that's what they would do.
And this is at the dictum of the central processor.
Is it? Or is it just their will to do it? Are we to say? To be honest with you, I don't really know how it works. I didn't invent any of this technology. I just paid for it to be invented.
Who did invent it?
Good question.
How is it that you do not know?
I mean, it wasn't just one person. I've hired some of the brightest minds around the galaxy. And they're making it better all the time.
Can you give me a name?
Sure. I can give you a whole bunch of names. I'll have them uploaded to your datapad.
Is this the same central processor that all the other resorts use?
You mean to run the simulation?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you share this same program?
Well, no, I mean, we all have our own version of it, but it's all, well, we all have our own systems, but they're all located in the same area, in the central array, below it, actually. We call it the cortex, and the reason that we're there is because it's right under the power nodes, and we need it all to run this place. The only systems that aren't attached are in the lower, what's it called? In the lower station, we have another whole system dedicated to running life support, stuff like that.
But the cortex is shared by all the resorts.
He nods.
And I guess something that makes a Ruloth resort experience is a difference of what?
Well, I mean, we have some of the best technology and some of the best people to help you craft that experience in a way that you want. And I understand your concern that the system is making decisions, but we have the ability to override, to sort of come in and fine tune.
You couldn't shut off a simple simulation that my master and I were involved in.
Well, I think if my technicians had been on site, as I had requested that Captain Zaguerre allow my technicians to be on site, I think if that request had been honored, this wouldn't have happened. To be fair, she isn't a licensed technician in the use of Dreamscapes.
Why would she not allow your technicians?
He says, that's a great question. Maybe you should ask her.
He...
Make a perception check.
Yeah, Tridian is kind of strolling through this dreamscape.
Con, if you've got it.
You're going to hate me. 6 on the wild die.
Jesus Christ, dude.
12, 17.
It's that fucking foresight.
Another 6.
Okay.
So insane.
You're
27.
promoted to Jedi Master.
He's clearly trying to like sow dissent.
Yes.
And, you know.
Yeah, very much so. Like I with that line of questioning, I was trying to rise to his bait of like pointing the finger at her.
Mm-hmm.
He says, Tridian says, as he's kind of strolling about this landscape, he says, are there any projectors or recording devices that could power projections? Are there any that exist within the station outside of these chambers?
What an odd question. I mean, you mean like a portable holographic projector?
Yes.
It would cause a lot of trouble, so I certainly hope not.
There are devices that record, yes, as
He nods.
but no mobile projections that you know of.
No, not that I know of.
Tridian,
Holographic recorders are commonplace across the galaxy. For standard holographs, ours are a little more complicated. They look a lot better than the ones that you might get on a spaceship. But it's pretty common technology. You know, it's pretty often that people want a recording of a loved one or something like that.
Tridian nods his head and kind of turns about face to like walk towards the door they came in through.
Oh, we haven't even gone to town.
That won't be necessary. None of it's real.
All right.
As he's kind of walking towards and then past Zero, he says, I would very much appreciate 2 things. A project such as this must have a director. I would like to speak to that person. Additionally, I don't know where the bodies are being kept, but I'd like to investigate them myself personally.
Well, first one's easy because you're talking to him.
You are the director of this program, yet you do not know how it operates.
I mean, do you know how any of this works? I mean, any technology or the Force? I mean, there's very few people who really know how things work under the hood, isn't there? And to normal people like me, the things that you do seem like magic.
Perhaps
And
it
if
is.
you're not a technical expert, I feel like you're going to get the same impression when you try to figure out how any of this works. Really, we just take it for granted, don't we? The things around us, the things that they can do. It's all a matter of perspective. But I'd be happy to let you talk to any member of my staff that you'd like. I'll send you a full list, and you let me know.
I will make a choice from there.
As for bodies, talk to Captain Zaguerre about that. She would know more than me.
Understood. Thank you for your cooperation.
And all I ask from you is that you do what you're doing. You're doing a great service, and everyone here is really counting on you. I can't stress enough the importance that this doesn't turn into a spectacle. We don't want people to panic. We don't want people to start thinking that they're not safe.
What measures are you putting into place to ensure what happened to us does not happen to others?
I'm running full diagnostics as we speak.
And you'll alert us of what you find.
He nods.
Because there should be an anomaly.
He says, what I wish I had a better understanding of is why two Jedi? Why the Force? Could that have something to do with what happened in there? I mean, maybe this wasn't a failing of technology. Maybe this was something that I can't understand, but you can.
That's why we are here, but there is a failing of technology. Have you viewed the murder scenes?
What's the problem?
There are glitches in the recordings. There are absences.
Let's take a look.
Does he pull it up right as where we're standing?
He pulls out a data, he has like a data pad.
Okay.
And he pulls it up and he starts punching something in. Mm-hmm. Screen wipe.
Mm-hmm.
While we're here, Kevin, beyond the droid, does try to get like a more, does a full walkthrough of the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Takes in everything you can. Does it look like this is like she was doing some of her work at home, or this is all like kind of just hobby,
it's probably hobby
or
stuff.
Side job, whatever.
It doesn't seem like like it's relevant to anything that the resorts do.
Okay.
It seems like she was just interested in droids.
Is there anything that is in here which strikes me as out of place? Something I don't think a maintenance worker should or could or would be able to afford or acquire or get.
Give me another investigation check.
Not terrible. Still haven't rolled a single 6. 22.
You're going through all of the things looking for anything that seems really expensive or out of place or whatever. And you notice that there is a shelf that is kind of pushed away from the wall in a way that you just wouldn't normally do. And it looks like it was probably done recently. A few things on the shelf kind of fell over. And you look behind the shelf and you see that there is a power outlet like that you could plug into. Like someone moved the shelf so that they could plug something in here. And go ahead and roll that power you have to recall things that you've seen.
Precog?
The precognition power.
Ooh. I like that. There's my 6. 17. Oh, no. Now it fucking comes like gangbusters. Mm-hmm. 23, 25, 26.
You think back to that bathroom scene right before the Mon Calamari moved, and you remember the blood splatter on the floor being interrupted in a long line. And that long line led to an outlet.
The blood spatter of the Mon Calamari was in a line?
Mm-hmm.
Meaning there was a cord on the floor.
There was a lack of blood in a line.
Got it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay. Thinking back, anything possibly like that in the classroom?
There were outlets,
but
no clear.
Okay. All right. He kind of notes that, and he looks up at the captain. He says, "Well, I think that might be all for now. I would like to perhaps get a further assessment of this droid.
Would you like me to have it brought to a lab?
Why don't we leave it here for now? I'd like to speak with my associate and perhaps he'll at some point contact you, but we'll wait for the timing of it. Mm-hmm. And we'll figure out a rally point and wants to kind of chat with the captain a little bit more. So one thing I definitely would have asked her, like, about was the cause of death or like wounds similar?
She nods.
In this case. And the fourth victim, the one scene that we haven't had an opportunity to look at, similar by the cause of death, the wounds. Anything else that would have connected?
The Trandoshan.
Sure.
The wounds were similar, although he suffered more wounds. Our medical staff did examine the body, but
Trandoshans are those big fucking lizardy dudes, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
She says Trandoshans
Bosk.
have an ability to regenerate, and so our medical staff had trouble determining whether or not some of his wounds were new or had been suffered earlier in life.
I see. Are any or all the bodies still on storage?
The
on station?
Trandoshan is in storage. She picks up her data pad and looks through it. The Twi'lek has been, it is still here, although it is in the custody of the family. It would seem that the other two are not.
Unknown?
No, it would seem, she says, it looks like both Aquala and Jelona were returned to the family and disposed of as their religious beliefs saw fit.
Can imagine. It's going to make a Mon Calamari. Fried that fucker up and gives some pepperoncinis and marinara sauce. Very well. As we're like, let's say we're walking through the hallways, or about to like leave the apartment, and he stops right before, and he says, "Kevin, what do you think is going on here? You must have come to, obviously, requested assistance, but you must have some thoughts, some theories, some."
The official opinion of the agency is that our profile has marked this to be a middle-aged man, human most likely, of a larger build and physically capable, with some medical experience or expertise, as well as technical expertise. We have not been able to determine any sort of motive.
Very well. Well, I think I'll get caught up with Tridian. Might need some time before we meet back, go forward. I could also perhaps use a little bit further treatment.
You see her pause in the door and kind of take a breath, like she's thinking about saying something else, and then doesn't.
I appreciate your assessment of what protocols and things might point towards. I asked, what do you think is going on? What is between you and me, your intuition?
Give me a persuasion check.
Your inspector's gut. 15? Do I want to use a card there, boy? I'm using one.
Yep, you use one.
19.
Oh, it was a 5?
No, it was a 4. Out of 15 to a 19.
That still brings it up a category.
Okay.
Yeah. I think 16 or over is the threshold.
He maybe we were literally walking out of the apartment and she kind of pauses. Like I see that hesitation and he steps back into the apartment and shuts the door.
In the dark, you just see like the glint of her red eyes. And she says, the people who have been at Takari Station for a long time, they have a legend of a spirit that lives within the storm and sometimes crawls down the spires, through the lines, into our bodies. They say that this thing can possess a man or a computer. People have claimed to have lost time, to not remember how they got somewhere or what happened to them. There are whispers within the exposure from some of the more open-minded residents.
The exposure.
There are whispers that this creature has returned, that there is not a single killer, that it takes whatever form it wishes. I thought it was all just superstitious nonsense until today.
Because of what happened in that room.
She nods.
You had no control.
I had no control of the system. But something was in there.
Thank you.
We'll pause it there. I like it.
Love it.
Bum, bum, bum.
Thank you guys for listening to Star Wars Dreamscapes. I'd just like to give a quick shout out to a Wilhelm Scream for our intro music, as always, and Galactic Empire for the Star Wars themes you heard. And a special shout out to Adrian von Ziegler and the song Pluto that you hear at the beginning of each episode. And if you want a little bit more information, there's details in the show notes, and follow us on social media. I promise, unlike my last arc, you're going to get lots of things to help you solve this mystery. Maybe some of you can solve this mystery before Dan and Josh. It probably wouldn't be that hard. So take a look on there and let me know what you think. You can also check out our Patreon. If you're listening to this after Halloween, then that means it's live. Thanks again. See you next Tuesday.
That's nasty.
And he says, Captain.
Sorry.
I love that.